What's up, good people? It's your brother, it's your uncle, it's your favorite realtor, and I want to wish you an amazing day. I hope you are doing well under the sound of my voice. And we're outside for today's video. All right, I wanted to show y'all just a little bit of what I do from the trenches. And I need to close a couple rings here on my Apple Watch, so I'm gonna actually walk to this property that we're getting ready to tour today. So today is going to be home tour day for me. I just wrapped up a home tour on one of these houses back here, and I thought it would be a good idea to have a conversation with you guys about, you know, how to navigate a home tour, what exactly goes into a great home tour, and ultimately how to leverage the power of YouTube to make sure that that home tour gets you leads that actually convert. So if this is your first time joining, my name is Marvin, your favorite realtor's favorite realtor. I am a realtor here in Atlanta, Georgia with Real Broker. And if you are interested in what alignment with me here at Real Broker looks like, click this, scan this QR code here, and let's get on my calendar and have a conversation. First and foremost, when you are setting up a home tour and getting ready to knock it out, I think it's a good idea. Specifically for me, I like touring new constructions in my area if they're there, because new construction homes in many cases are going to be completely furnished. So it's going to look really good on camera, and it's going to look really good for potential leads that reach out to you, as far as giving them an idea of what building or what living in that community is going to look like and how it can be furnished. So I think it's always a good idea to make sure that you call the builder, introduce yourself, let them know that you're an agent in the area and that you would like to see if they have any homes that are available to tour. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to give you any pushback. And this advice also applies to resale homes. Just give the listing agent a call, especially if it's a home that's been on the market for some time. And then you'll just tell them, hey, I'm an agent in the area, wanted to know if the home is available, and if so, can you give me an idea on when I can schedule a video tour? So the number one question that usually follows after that idea strategy to reach out to resale agents that I hear other agents say is, well, what if I don't have any buyers to tour the property? That, my friend, is no one's business except your own. And what I mean by that is, if you are on a platform like YouTube and you get 10 views, those are 10 individuals that have decided to stop the middle of what they were doing in their day, and they've decided to check out what you have posted on YouTube for them to consume. So you actually do have potential buyers, because you don't know who's looking for a neighborhood in the area that you're featuring. So just you showing up and shooting that video is the push that they may have needed in order to move forward and go ahead and purchase that home. YouTube, the funny thing about YouTube is we're all on there. I think YouTube pulls in more views than many major news stations. And so how powerful is it for you as an agent to pick up your phone, which is what I'm recording this on, and introduce that avatar buyer that's interested in living in your city, in your county, whatever, to a property, and what you love about the home and what you don't like about the home and all that. And they will appreciate you for your candid honesty. One of the things that I think is going to be really important in the new year, specifically as it relates to video content at properties, is an agent that is completely honest, not brutally honest, but completely honest with what they like and maybe what they don't like about a property. I'm about to tour this, so I wanted to cut the lights on. So what I mean is, for example, in this particular community that I'm in, I'm not a very big fan of the fact that the yards, the homes are kind of close to each other. You probably can see. So there's not a whole lot of, they're building this right here. So that means that the property line is right there. So I don't have a whole lot of space here as a property owner and between my property and then my neighbor's property. So that might be something that I would say, I'm not really feeling when I'm doing a home tour. I think oftentimes conventional wisdom tells us that We need to just say how much we love the home and how everything about the home is beautiful because we truly just want to sell it. And I think that there's nothing worse than a person seeing your video, making the decision to uh, purchase that property because of your video. You get paid your very nice commission, which you earned, and then 3 months down the line, something that wasn't pointed out to them as a potential concern or a possible design flaw or whatever the case causes them to now regret that home that they purchased. And you know, the first person that they're going to call, because they're not going to be able to get in contact with the builder like that. They're going to call you as the real estate agent, and they're going to be very much wondering why you didn't educate them on certain aspects that they probably would need to be aware of. I think that, yes, homeowners have to do their own amount of due diligence. I think that that's very important. But we know uh, homeowners hire us because we are the professionals, and we're supposed to educate them on the things because of our experience, because of what it is that we do, that we're licensed to do, that we educate them on what the experience is going to be like and some of the things that they may want to be on the lookout for, to expect in that home that they're about to live in. So what does that mean? Of course, we can't talk about anything like, crime statistics or, school zones, what's a good school, what's a bad school, all that kind of stuff. You shouldn't get into all that, and please don't allow yourself to be baited into that type of conversation, because that could get you in trouble from a fair housing standpoint. But I think that it's important to direct them to certain resources where they can find statistics like that on a community, where they can find how close they are to a grocery store or a restaurant or whatever. I think being that advocate is going to really help your business and help make the experience for that individual when they purchase the home, help them avoid having what's called buyer's remorse, because you over-educated them on all aspects of the home. And I love those conversations when I have with my buyer clients, and they tell me certain things, and they're like, Marv, you told me XYZ was going to happen. And I'm like, yeah, I did tell you that, or you told me da da da, or we just appreciate how thorough you were with us in the whole process, because we didn't get alarmed when certain things happened. We knew this is what our agent told us, and this is what we were expecting. And when this happened, we didn't panic. And I love that, because I take what I do very seriously. I don't just want to sell your house. I want you to love that house. I want to sell the right home for you, because if you love the house and you love the experience working with me, you're going to be an evangelist for me. You're going to tell a friend and tell a coworker, hey, give Marv a call, give Sally Sue a call, because they will take care of you. They took care of me, and I love my home. When you're walking a property like this, I want you to start thinking about what you love about the home, what you like about the home, and what you are not a big fan of. I wouldn't use words like what I hate about the home or anything like that, but I would be honest in the sense of, hey, I wish that they didn't do this in this community, or I wish they didn't do that, but oh, I love XYZ, or oh, I love this. I would have a conversation like you're talking with someone in your family. You wouldn't sell your cousin or your mother or your aunt, you wouldn't sell them a home that 5 years down the line there's going to have big problems in it. You wouldn't sell them a home in a community that you're not super confident they're going to be safe living in, things of that nature. That's kind of how I'll walk through it when I am doing my showings. I like to set their expectations and see, what are some of the things that are important to them, and then make sure that we are looking at homes that tick the majority of boxes for what's important to them. You're not going to find a home that's going to have every single thing that you need in a home. That type of home, unfortunately, does not exist. But I think it's important that if we hit 7 to 8 of the things that are on your wish list, I think that's a great home. That's a home that you need to buy if it ticks 7 to 8 out of the 10 boxes. And I think when you're doing a home tour from a video standpoint, make sure that you highlight the things that our eyes see when we're walking in a home. So when I walk through the front door, and I'll show you guys in a minute if we have enough time, The first thing that I look is how far back the property is before we get to the back door. So if I can see the back door is, about a good 30 or so feet away from me, then that's a really nice entryway. That's a lot of room to work with. If I can literally throw a pin from the front door to the back door, that might be an area of concern for me, that there's not a whole lot of entryway space when I walk in. And I think it's also important when you do your home tours to walk the home before you turn the camera on. That way nothing catches you by surprise, because we hate those. As far as, I've been in some resale homes at pest control, man. That pest control hadn't been handled. So literally on camera, I'm looking at a roach scurry across the screen here. And needless to say, I had to cut that scene out, but do a walkthrough of the home, cut on all the lights, open all the windows, make sure it's a day that's, pretty sunny. Today's kind of cloudy here in Atlanta, but when you're walking through it, start talking like you have those clients there with you, those future clients, and tell them, hey, this is a home. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,500 square feet, 3,000 square feet. The master, or we call it now the owner suite, is on the main level, or if it's not, then the owner suite is on the upstairs level. Start explaining to them, when the home was built. If you know that information, you should know that information. Something that you love about the property, whether it has a brand new roof, whether there's a pool in the back, whether there's a game room that they would love. Some of the things that they may have talked to you. Maybe there's a fence that they wanted to make sure was in their property because they wanted to live in a home that's fenced in, and walk through them with that, right? So in this property here, the back door is very far away, so that's great. But an area of concern for me is that it's not an open kind of living room setup. So that's, at least for me, for my claustrophobic clients, that might be an area of concern, that they feel kind of like they're like in a tunnel kind of thing. That's one thing. But I wouldn't I wouldn't suggest that you say it like that. But one thing I love about this home is that it's wood flooring. If this is a new construction, you'll want to check with the builder to see if this is hardwood, if this is LVP, what kind of flooring it is, because you don't want to speak ignorantly of the flooring in the home. And then let's just vibe out right now. I'm gonna set my little camera up right here right now, and y'all gonna get this in real time. So, all right, so boom, we're here in the kitchen, for example. I love the white cabinetry. I love the vented hood right here. I love that I am looking at quartz countertops here, stainless steel appliances. These are some of the things that you should just be educating them as you guys are walking through the home. I try to suggest not staying in any one place for longer than 30 seconds to a minute. You don't really want to linger around a particular area, just because, at least for me as the agent, that would make me feel like, there's something about it that the agent is trying to hide, or maybe it's something that the buyer is overly focused on that may be of concern to them. So maybe I would ask the client, hey, is there a question that you had about that particular part of the home, or what's going on? People will appreciate it, because that means that you are being very observant. And I think that that's key when you're working with a client, is you're like family to them, so they trust your judgment. Ceilings in this particular home, for example, not super high, but that's okay. One of the things I do love is that the dining room space has coffered ceilings. So I love that coffered ceiling, look. I love this. It reminded me, before I knew what coffered ceilings were, it reminded me of tic-tac-toe. And walking upstairs, I always try to circle the downstairs when I'm walking with buyers and we're doing a video tour like this. Circle the downstairs for a little bit, show the garage, show the kitchen, show the living room. Those are one of the most important things to make sure that you show. And then when I'm upstairs, of course, the lights should already be on. But one of the things that I would talk about here that I love is that the hardwood followed me upstairs. So it's LVP flooring up to all of the walking areas. And then it looks like it's carpet. This appears to be the owner's suite here. So I would talk about the tray ceilings and how I love that. That's a nice touch. Carpet is okay. It's not, builders are builders, so they put their builder grade carpet in, and it just is what it is. But I do like the tile floor here, which is nice. Dual vanities, stand-up shower here, so that's a plus that I would highlight. It looks like it's tiled all throughout, so I do love that. And then there's the tub that is right beside the shower, so that's something great to make sure that you highlight, because that's important to a lot of people. And I love the fact here that there is a walk-in closet. Not a very big walk-in closet, and I would be honest and say that if I'm doing a home tour, that it's not a huge walk-in closet, but it's got good space. It's doable. But I like the restroom. I do like the restroom overall. Then here is another closet, so this is different. In this space, there's another closet right in front of the owner suite. There's another closet, so this would be something that I would point out. So it's right off the restroom. So the restroom is back there. There's a closet back there, and then there's another closet here. So I like that, and it's really open concept owner suite. Nice windows, big windows that come in, and then there's another bedroom here to the side of the owner suite. So I think that that's pretty dope. Restroom is right there, so I would highlight that. But something else I want to show you guys is, if you back into neighbors, then you want to mention that. If you back into a green space, for example, then you'll want to mention that so people kind of know what to expect. But when you're walking through, there's really, don't try to sound like Ryan Serhant. Don't try to sound like, XYZ realtor that you see on TikTok. Just be honest with people. Tell people what you like. Tell people what you love. Tell people what you wish that they would correct. Don't say the word hate, because hate is kind of a strong word. So you just highlight, all of the bedrooms, that one, and then that one, and then this one, and then that one, and then that one. All of the bedrooms are upstairs. So if I'm counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is a 5-3. When I was touring a home in this community earlier, the sales agent had told me the other home was a 5-3, and it looks like this was the 5-3. So again, you'll just want to make sure you feature all of the closets. If it's walk-in closets, you want to mention that, because that's always a plus. Buyers are looking in large part for walk-in closets. The attic is here, so that's great to highlight. And there's extra space for shelving, extra shelf space, I should say, for towels and whatnot. Feature that. And then get in, get out, and move on to the next one. I think that that's also incredibly important. I think when you do a home tour, you should try to aim to be there for at least 10 to 15 minutes per tour. You don't want to be there too long unless it's like just a huge home, but you don't have to be in front of the camera as well. If you're camera shy, that's okay. You do not have to be in front of the camera if you don't want to be. So you just want to give folks the information and give them your contact information, within the first 10 seconds, and then move on to the next home. So I think if you follow that blueprint and aim to do at least 3 to 4 home tours a month, I'm on a tear right now, so I'm trying to do 3 or 4 home tours a week. But, I do have the bandwidth to do that over the next few months as far as my time is concerned. And I try to make sure that I do what's called habit stacking. So I'll typically try to schedule a home tour when I know I'm going to be in the area taking care of some other business anyway. So make this thing, work for you with everything else. If you're working a 9 to 5, maybe wake up a little earlier and do the home tour, before you clock in for your shift. So now you've done something for your business, your entrepreneurial endeavors, and you've also taken care of the main thing, keeping the main thing, and that's making sure that you are not going to lose your job because of real estate. So we're at the 20-minute mark. I hope you got value from today's kind of walkthrough about how I approach home tours with clients. I hope you got some nuggets on things that I think is very important to make sure that clients, your potential and future clients, understand. It's very, very important to be honest, but don't be pretentious when you're talking about what you like, what you love, and what you wish that they were correct. If you follow that framework, then I think that you'll be in an amazing position to really generate leads from a platform like YouTube, because it's been amazing for me. So I want it to be amazing for you. And if you want to learn more about alignment and some of the tips and strategies that I'm talking through now, I have a Facebook group. If you are happy at your brokerage, I have a Facebook group I'd like you to join called Sold It. You will see the link to join in the description of this video. Just go on Facebook and then just type in Sold It Facebook group. You should be able to find it. If you don't, just click the link in this video. And if you want to talk about alignment here at Real Broker, maybe this is your year. Maybe you've watched a lot of videos from me about Real, and you're tired of paying fees at your current brokerage, and the fees that you are paying are not actually translating to things that generate more business for you. Let's have a conversation. Not only will you save more money being at a place like Real, but you'll also earn more money being at a place like Real because of the multiple ways that we allow agents to get paid, even agents that have their MLO license. So we'll talk through all of that. If you're ready to have that conversation, click this QR code here in order to jump on my calendar. And until the next video, this is your brother, your uncle, your favorite realtor's favorite realtor. Peace.